What's up, everybody? Back out on the water today. Got a few hours that I can come and play on the river for a bit. Cold, 27 degrees I think is what the car thermometer read. Still me some ice on the edges. We should see it get up into the upper 30s, which would be great. That'll allow me to go hit some other water or another section of this river. But for right now, obviously tailwater, and I'm taking advantage of nobody being close to the dam, and obviously being this close to the dam, the water temperature is going to be a lot more consistent. So yeah, get my rod rigged up, got my Euro Nymphing set up, Shadow X 10.5 foot 3-weight. My leader setup, I have 9 feet of Nmaktima 12 pound, and then I'm running about 4 feet of cider material to my tippet ring, and then from my tippet ring I'm running 5x from there to my dropper and to my point. So right now, you know, definitely midge time. It's gonna be cold. There's probably betas in the water as far as in the nymphal phase, but I'm not really worried or too concerned about, you know, picking anything in particular. Run with my attractor type patterns, red butt nymphs, and hot tags, that sort of thing. So I think to start out with, I'll run a size 16 red butt. It has a 2.8 millimeter bead, so little guy there. I'll perhaps run that on my dropper, and then on my point, yeah, I'll go ahead and run a size 16 thread Frenchie, orange color on that one. And by this time you should have seen the tying tutorial for that thread Frenchie, so you can check that out. Hit the link above. And that being said, if you're new to this channel, my name is Nmaktima. This channel is intended to bring you on the water tutorials on fly fishing. Yeah, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell while I got your attention, and we'll go from there. All right, I got myself rigged up. Between my flies, I got about 20 inches. Yeah, like I said, 2 size 16 2.8 millimeter beaded nymphs. All right, so I got a nice little pool here. See if you guys can see that, but I'm gonna work this inside slow edge right here, and that should be where majority of these fish are gonna be hanging out. So yeah, let's give it a go. Okay, I'm gonna set up down this bottom end here. Again, focus on the slower moving current. There's actually quite a few midges that I'm seeing right now, so hopefully it'll get these fish a little more active and feeding. Yeah, it could be these fish are too cold. All right, I think I'm gonna move downstream a little bit. I was gonna fish up a little higher, but somebody moved into the spot. Let's move down here a little bit. All right, so give this a shot down in here. So this side of this little pool here, most of the current is on this side. It's slower on the other half. So we may need to readjust and get over to that side a little bit more, but before I do that, I'll switch patterns, give that a try before we totally relocate. Change. Put an egg on. Did put on a heavier bead to try and slow it down a little bit more, but We'll see what that does. There we go. That was a pretty light, subtle eat on the egg. And my reel's frozen. Nope. Alright, as cold as it is, I'm not really going to pick these fish up because it is cold and we'll save their gills, but hopefully you get to see them on the GoPro. That's a good looking fish. Alright, thanks fish, and came right off. And I really don't want to get my hands too wet either. Moved out just so I could reach the slower water on the far side. I let my, it's deep out there, I let 2 color segments drop into the water. Again, this is the Rio two-tone. So each color segment's about 8 inches, so I let it drop in about 16 inches, and I'm hitting bottom. Definitely tagging substrate or ticking substrate down there with the egg. Gets a 4 mil bead on that egg. Wanted it to get down. Fun fact about Norm, I broke my right arm in high school, so I had to learn how to fly fish with my left hand back in the day, so it's a little awkward still, but I can somewhat do it still. Can't cast very far, but I can cast okay. It is cold. The reel keeps freezing up. There's another one. All right. Feisty fish. Dang. This guy's got some dig again on the egg. I switched from a pink one earlier, although the pink may work in here. It's just, again, finding where these fish are concentrated. Nice fish. Good solid 15. Yeah. All right, buddy. Cut bow. There you go. There's another one. Now all I'm seeing is that cider just tighten up. I mean, you got a little bit of a belly in it, and it just straightens out. Not much more happening than that. Could use my net, but again, I just want to keep these fish in the water, not expose their gills to the air too long, and then just unhook them. When you unhook them, you can see how that hook has entered the mouth. Pinch your fly with your thumbnail in between the thumb pad, you know, just like so. So without having to touch them, you just grip your fly. Your hook is in the fish there. Just grip your fly and then just rotate it out. I mean, these are barbless, so you should be able to do that pretty easily. All right, see if we can find another one. Find a little pot of them. Sweet. Oh, that was a hit. Missed it. So I can just see little tension tightening on the cider there. I'll after this drift, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Unless I catch a fish. So you got a little bit of a bow in the line, and that was a fish. So I'll show you here what I'm talking about. So you got your line drifting in the current just like so. It's got a little bit of a bow to it, even if it's somewhat taut, and then you just see it tighten up. So you see it drifting down at the current, and then you just see it tension up. And even if you have it fairly tight, you just see that little twang on it, like a guitar string getting hit, and that's going to signify your hit. I'm not feeling these fish, and if they're hitting that light where they're just grabbing that egg pattern and holding on to it. You know, if you wait to fill the fish, you're going to be way too late. That one was almost at that point where I might have been too late. tight pattern. Sweet. So we moved location, came further downstream. The temperature has warmed up. The vehicle said it was like 37 degrees. So with that, obviously we're getting some ice melting off the waters, off the river's edges. And I don't know if you can tell, but the water is much more off color down here than it is up higher, closer towards the dam. Meaning that as the ice melts, you know, it flows back into the water and carries some mud and silt with it. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is definitely a little more murk than I was expecting to see down here. Not anything that I wasn't expecting, but it's pretty murky. So that being said, I'm going to keep that egg pattern on the point, but I am going to upsize the dropper. I had that, remember I had that 18 red butt. I am going to bump it up to a 16, I think. Just see what's going on there and see what happens. I am going to run an indicator on this section because this is some slow moving water, and then work my way up towards the vehicle. Got about an hour I'm gonna fish here, so yeah, just give this a try. All right, and let's see, some line here, because I'm going to be making some longer casts. I'll try to grease up this entire leader. That would have helped with mending and all that stuff. That way I can get a proper drift out of here. All the way down to the slider. For those of you who are wondering, that's Pyatt paste. So that's what I'm running. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Again, this is a little more murky than I was expecting, but oh well, whatever. It's just bumping along there. I think I'm gonna get out a little further. Actually, in here, normally I run stuff like pink tags. So running an egg in here is just a little different, but who knows? Start with that, and then I may transition back to more nymphy nymphs. Run a pink tag on there and a 14. Yeah, I got that thread Frenchie. And a 14. Okay, so actually moved my indicator up a little bit. Moved it to about 6.5 feet just to get it down a little bit more. And we'll see. see where that puts us. Oh, there's a fish. That could be a sucker. Oh shoot, I'm tangled all over kinds of stuff. Whatever it is, got some good weight. Actually, no, that is a good brown. Oh my gosh. Come on, baby. Gotcha. Woo! Well, that's what we came down here for. Took that pink tag. Yeah. Let's get her back in the water. All right, that one was definitely not deterred by the murky water. Oh, yeah. All right, everybody. Well, that wraps up the day. Pretty good day, you know, as far as working the water closer to the dam where the temperature is much more consistent. Egg pattern definitely did well as the midges started becoming more active and, you know, working their way through the water column to the surface. Size 18 red butt nymph, which is, you know, basically a midge type pattern, silver bead, dark colored body. Did well. As I came down here, obviously saw the influence of ice melt into the river, creating a little more murk. Definitely tougher conditions, so the water temperature probably didn't get quite to optimal temps, but I mean, I was able to turn a really nice brown, so 100% worth it. Definitely would do that again. Tried streamers and some other techniques, but ultimately down here in this big, slow, deep water, suspension rig, running about 6 feet to my point fly, which was the pink tag. So that was a size 14 silver bead. I'll show you those flies here, so check them out. Got the ecstasy egg with a that's a sunburst size 14 3/8 mil bead on it, and the red butt nymph size 18, that is a 2/3 mil bead. And then we have the pink tag in a size 14 with a 3/3 mil bead. So all these flies pretty much you can find on my Under the Lamp playlist, so check those out. All right, with that, you know, thanks for watching. Appreciate all your support and viewership. You know where to find me: Facebook, Instagram, obviously YouTube, Nmaktima Fly Fishing. Again, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all the notifications when I drop new videos. And big shout out and thanks to all my Patreon supporters in the VIE Patreon, as well as the producer patrons. So all right, y'all, thanks again, and you know where to look for the next video. All right, take care. We'll catch you next time. Peace.